It's been a few days, and I'm sure this is probably the millionth, and that's not an exaggeration, but the millionth video you've seen talking about this. But, Satoru Iwata, he's gone. And I don't... See, even now, I've been trying to figure out the best way to get a huge opinion on the whole situation out there. It's taken me a couple days to make this video. I wanted to do something special in tribute to him, and I honestly can't think of anything besides the usual cliche stuff. You know, so I'm just going to put my thoughts out there and leave it at that. So if you guys haven't heard, a couple days ago, on July 11th, Satoru Iwata died. He is the global president of Nintendo. He's been there since 2002, I believe, and pretty much he influenced a great part of my childhood. He was in Nintendo before that, but he became president in 2002, of course. See, the thing is, he had, I guess they're calling it cancer, but it's not certain. He had like a tumor that got removed last year. And it's like a bile. This year they call it a bile duct growth or something. I'm not very medically, I don't know what you want to call it, smart about things like that, so I'm not exactly sure. What I do know is he wasn't at E3 last year because of surgery, and he wasn't at E3 this year because of illnesses. Now we know why he wasn't E3 this past year. Last year we knew he went through surgery for this. He supposedly got better from it afterwards. You know, who knows? If it was cancerous, then cancer can come and go, and usually the second time it comes around, it kicks your ass, unfortunately. Me personally, here's the thing. I heard the news. It was Nintendo announced it on the 12th. Well, supposedly he died on the 11th, but that'd be the 11th in Japan. Now over here in our time, I'm East Coast time zone in the United States. That would be July 10th. So July 12th, our time, which would be July 13th in Japan, was when they announced. It was July 12th, around 7 or 8 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. No, it was around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. They announced it. Ironically, at the time, I had finished up work that day. I got out of work at 4, and I came home, was playing Smash Brothers when I got the text from a friend of mine saying, you know, Iwata just died. And I was like, what? So at first I was like, no, it's got to be some sort of prank, internet thing. Internet's always saying this celebrity dies and blah, blah, blah. So I look it up, and I went on Facebook, and I seen a couple people I know sharing articles. I'm like, no, it's gotta be a big prank. No. And it's like it's slowly sinking in, but I'm like, no. Then I go Nintendo, and I see Nintendo's actual press release on it, or not press release, but statement on it. And that's when it hit me. This is real life. This happened. This is it. And call me what you will, but I cried. I didn't like bawl my eyes out like, oh, but I sat there and cried a little bit, and I got really teary-eyed, and it really hit me. It really hit home. And you can call it childish. Oh, he's it's just a man of a video game company. You're crying over him. You gotta look at it this way. Everyone has their celebrities or their idols or whatever that when they die they cry about. You gotta think back a couple years ago. People were crying over Michael Jackson dying. just last year, big influential celebrities, like Harold Ramis and Robin Williams and such died. Um, so it's really something to think about. Just because he ran a video game company, does that make it all different? I don't think so. And I'm a gamer first before anything. Gaming is my passion. Um, it's what I do. It's the main thing that that occupies my time that I love doing, and I'm not afraid to admit that. People can call me no life nerd or whatever. No, I don't sit in a basement all day, play video games. I hang out with friends. Just today, I spent all day going out. I went to several malls with some friends, several stores, um, driving around. You know, really cool. Really had a fun day. Seeing some places I haven't exactly been to before. Here's the cat. But so yeah, I do other stuff, but gaming has always been my main thing. And when it comes to gaming, it's always been Nintendo. It's my main thing. I play Sony. I love my PlayStation system, just without a doubt. I dabble on Xbox here and there. And obviously, I've played Sega stuff and stuff like that. But the main, the main thing that I've always played, that I grew up on, is Nintendo. The reason being is I just like their experiences. I like Mario. I like Zelda. I like Donkey Kong. I like Kirby. Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, Pikmin, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, there's Wii Sports, Nintendo Land, Balloon Fight, Kid Icarus, I just can go on and on and on of these series that I just love to death. And a lot of them defined my childhood. Picking up a controller and playing Mario 3 for the first time in my life when I was 5 years old just changed me forever. That's when I knew this is my thing. First game I ever played was Super Mario Bros. 3, and that's when I knew this is it. This was my thing. I'm getting off topic though, but going back to Iwata, he influenced a great part of that. There's just so much he accomplished, and there's so much influence he had on a lot of people. And it really, you got to look at the gaming community as a whole. Ever since his death, lots of places have been sending tribute and giving their thanks to him. Places you wouldn't even expect. Hideki Kamiya, Sakurai, Miyamoto. Well, you expect those guys, but places you don't expect. How about Capcom? How about Sony's official PlayStation Twitter? How about the actual president of Sony Computer Entertainment came out and actually said that he gives thanks to Iwata for everything he's done. He was going to pray for his soul. That is huge. That proves that sure they may be competitive. They may be competitors in the gaming market who can get the most dollars faster, which is all any market's about really. But at the end of the day, they learn from one another. They work next to each other, not next to each other, but you get the point. At the end of the day, they were brothers, just on opposite sides of the fence. That's what you got to really look at it. When you're in a market like that, you're all influencing each other. That's a beauty of competition. If it wasn't for Nintendo, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff with the gaming industry in general, and we wouldn't have. And if it wasn't for Sony and Microsoft giving such stiff competition and giving each other such stiff competition, and even in the 90s, you got to figure Sega into all of it, we wouldn't have had such advancements, because the more competition, the more people are motivated to go, hey, we need to come up with the next best thing to beat them, And then when the other person gets ahead, the other people learn from it, oh, they did this. How can we take that and do it better? And that's what keeps it going. And Iwata was a big influence for that. Iwata put video games on the map with the Wii. The Wii is, he oversaw development and the production of the Wii and the Nintendo DS. Those are the two biggest things. Obviously the Wii U and the 3DS. Computer's going out, screensaver on my lips. But the Wii in general put gaming on the map. You gotta think about that. Like, what I mean by the map is gaming always came about as, oh, it's this little nerd hobby thing. Only people, little nerds, geeks play it. It wasn't until the Wii when, 100 million units later, people got playing Wii Sports, people got playing Wii Fit, people got playing Just Dance, and then you had those people who played all those casual games and thinking, well, what else can they offer? Oh, we have Smash Bros, we have Mario Kart, we have Mario Bros, Zelda, Metroid, etc. It put it on a much more bigger map that made gaming as big a medium as, say, music, movies, television, books, etc. It's really something to think about. And if it wasn't for Iwata's push and the way he threw the company in that direction, gaming wouldn't. I mean, granted, it's only been the past decade or so, but you gotta think it was really an influence. But we actually did a hell of a lot. Now we go into the DS. You gotta think, when the DS was first shown off in 2004, people laughed at, oh, touchscreen, such a 90s PDA thing, that's such a fad, it's not going to be good. Well, over a decade later, and 150 plus million DSs sold, the biggest selling game system on the planet, everything on the planet uses touchscreens. People attribute it to Apple, but Apple got the idea for to put touchscreens on an iPod, come out with the iPod Touch after Nintendo had such success with the DS. Touchscreens were dead. Sad to say. And again, that was from Iwata's push, the direction he put the company. And again, it's just something to think about. And then, I mean, the Wii U and 3DS haven't had the best success. The 3DS has had success, but it was off to a really rocky start. The Wii U hasn't really had the best success, unfortunately. I feel it's a great system. I love my Wii U. Play just about every day. Always getting enjoyment out of it, finding something new with it. But still, you just gotta think he did a lot, and it's not just that, but it's like you gotta think other accomplishments. There's other stuff that he did. Gold and Silver almost didn't have two regions until he came out and made a brand new compression toolkit to compress the data to make Johto and Kanto both fit on the same cartridge. Kanto was never going to be in Gold and Silver until he intervened. He created the coding for the battle system of Pokemon Stadium to port that turn-based battle system from the Game Boy to the N64. He made the coding to make that battle system happen on a 3D landscape of the N64's design. And that's just really remarkable. In a week, he created that code. He helped code almost the entire Earthbound game and saved it from cancellation. There's so much he did. He was a programming genius. He was a brilliant developer, and he was an excellent leader. And it sucks that we lost someone like that. It's just, I mean, there's no words other than, I don't like to get personal, but there's just parts of my life growing up where I was never a bad person. I was never a bad kid. But I was always pretty lonely, I guess you could say. And in those moments, a lot of Nintendo games have just provided me with entertainment and fun. And I don't know any other way to say that, and a lot of that contributed to Iwata. I love the Wii. Like 40 plus games for it later. The Wii U, 30 plus games for it later. 3DS, 30 plus games. DS, 30 plus games later. The GameCube. It's just, he did a lot. Pokemon, like I said, it's just Earthbound. Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight is one of my favorite classic arcadey style NES games. When you compare stuff like Balloon Fight, NES Golf, Ice Climbers, when you compare those more arcadey games, Balloon Fight has always been a classic to me. Always been one of my favorites. Growing up, I loved Balloon Fight. I was excited when it came out for the Wii U Virtual Console, and I always, to be honest, I boot it up pretty much a couple times a month on my Wii U and play some Balloon Fight. I just played some the other day, actually the night I found out about Iwata. Booted up Balloon Fight, played it with him in his honor, because he made that game. It's just sad. And then you gotta think, what's really sad about it is the fan reaction. What I mean by that, E3. This man went to the grave feeling like he disappointed his fan base. And he did and he didn't. People can call me a fanboy, but I felt like Nintendo had a pretty solid E3. Was it their best? No. I feel like their best was 2010 when they showed off the 3DS and tons of games. Was there any really big surprises? No, there wasn't anything on a Zelda level or something. No. But what we got is fun-looking games coming out the rest of this year and early next year. Something for everyone. You like Japanese RPGs? That's there. You like platformers? It's there. You like shooters? It's there. You like video games like calendars? It's there. You like party games? It's there. You know, if you like action games, it's there. There's just so much stuff coming out, and I felt like they did a really good job. Fans, and yes, I'm using that term loosely, fans did not. And I don't understand why. I think they're giving Nintendo way too much hard of a time, especially with the Metroid Prime Federation Force. That's what's sad about the whole thing. He went to his grave thinking people hated him and his company. That's what he took to the grave with him. And you got people saying, oh, well, I'm not apologizing, their E3 still sucked. Really? Take a step back. Take a step back. Don't focus on surprises or anything. Yes, Sony had the best surprises. Final Fantasy VII? Yeah. But take a step back and realize, at the end of it all, what's gaming about? Is it about who won E3? No. Is it about best graphics? No. Is it about, most powerful hardware or specs? No. Is it about sales figures? No. Is it about how mature you can be? No. It's about fun. That's what Iwata envisioned. It's about fun. And I think that's lost on a lot of people these days, and I kind of feel sorry for them. And I have fun playing all sorts of games. I can play Mario 1 minute, Devil May Cry the next minute, Uncharted the next second, Dragon Quest another minute, Pokemon, and then finish it off with Wii Sports, and then some rounds of Smash Brothers. Like, I can do all that. I can appreciate different types of games. Mature games, family-friendly games, kid-friendly games, games that are very simple to pick up, as well as games with a lot of depth. I can do that. And I have fun with a lot of it. That's what it all boils down to, is fun. And Nintendo showed a lot of fun experiences at E3, as well as Sony showed a lot of fun experiences. Microsoft showed a lot of fun experiences. That's what it all comes down to, is fun. That's what Iwata visioned, and no one gets it. And because of that, he went to the grave thinking people were disappointed. And it sucks. It really sucks. I feel like a lot of people should be really ashamed of themselves. But I'm not here to point fingers or complain about anyone. I'm just putting that out there. I think people blew up on the E3 thing, and I think it was wrong place, wrong time, and no one expected to die. That is true, but I still feel that you don't know what happens. Tomorrow, I could go out and get hit by a bus. It's just the president of a company could just drop dead from a heart attack one day. Death is a very unexpected element in life, and you don't see it coming a lot of the time. That's just fact. So you've got to enjoy the precious things while you have them. And Iwata gave us a lot of precious things. And again, people just don't understand, and it really sucks. It really does. And again, people are still being fanboys. There's a lot of people saying, oh, well, good, now that he's gone, the company can get better, blah, 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 good riddance, and blah, blah, maybe this bullshit company can die, blah, blah. And that's just horrible. It's horrible. I'll be quite honest. You are scum if you think that. Just get the fuck out of here. Seriously, there's no need for that. This is a humble, honorable, influential, genius leader of a man that died at 55. Take that into account. 55 years old. It's sad. Way too young. He had another 15, 20 years left to give to the world. Maybe even more than that. You know, it's just take it away. Just and seeing all the tributes and everything is it's sad, and it's so. The tributes are where you really see the real fans and the real mature people. The people leaving flowers outside of Nintendo America. The Russian gamers that gathered at the Japanese embassy in Russia. That's just the Nintendo World Store in New York. You know, it's just there's lots of tributes being shown everywhere, and again, it's where you really see the gaming community for what it is. You see who's really the scum, and you see who's really the honorable, respectful gamers that are about fun, and realize that that's what Iwata envisioned. And like I said, even the bigger people, you got, like I said, Sony coming out. Sony, who's been rivals with Nintendo's for years, came out and talked good about Iwata. If Sony, one of Nintendo's fiercest competitors, can come out and thank the man and honor him, why can't some of these so-called fans? That's what I don't understand. You know, it's just, I don't know. And then you got people talking about, like, oh, what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out? Where are they going next? Who's going to be the president? Going to be Miyamoto's and be, Sakurai, Aonuma, Reggie, Bill. You know, it's too soon, guys. Way too soon. First off, Nintendo will be around. Whether how different the company will be, that's yet to be known. But that doesn't matter right now. At this very moment, that doesn't matter. What matters is mourning and burying Satoru Iwata and honoring his memory and all he stood for and all he accomplished and all he influenced. Millions of gamers he influenced, myself included. And I just... As I'm saying, I think people, it's like when Iwata dies and someone says, oh my god, you know, what's going to happen to Nintendo now? That's like if my aunt died and the first thing I've said was, oh my god, who's going to get her house? It's like, it's not something you do. It's not something you worry about or say. People need to wait a couple weeks. Let this sink in. Let Nintendo handle what they got to handle. And from now, let's honor and mourn the loss of one of the greatest gaming legends of all time, Mr. Satoru Iwata. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And it really hit me the other day. Like, obviously, certain things are going to continue from the moment, like the Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. But next time I see a Direct, I'll never see Iwata again. I'll never see him presenting me with the latest Nintendo news directly. And it sucks. It really sucks. I mean, his voice and those words are just etched into my brain from how much I've watched the Nintendo Directs from just the past few years. And that's just the past few years. Just every Nintendo Direct opening. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Satoru Iwata from Nintendo, bringing you the latest news directly. Like those words, with his exact voice, with his Japanese accent and all, are etched in my brain, and they're never going away. And the sad thing is, that's always going to be a memory now. It's never going to happen again. It's just, it's something really to think about. Something to really think about. It's just, anyways, this video's gone on for too long, but I had too much to say. Like I said, you can call me immature, childish about getting a little bit upset about this, but you gotta understand my point of view. As someone who's grown up on video games and grown up on Nintendo in particular, this man has influenced a great part of the things I love in life, video games, and that makes me mature or childish, and so be it. So be it. At least I'm living my life and doing, what I like. I'm enjoying the video games that Nintendo put out, the video games that Iwata oversaw, and would love me and all of his other fans playing. That's what I'm going to keep doing. Gonna play some Smash Bros. Later tonight, again, to honor his memory. Probably gonna use his Mii. I still have his Mii on my Wii U and my 3DS, so got him in Smash Brothers. So be something to do to honor the guy. It's really something to think about. Just what he did. In closing, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Satoru Iwata, for your years of service to Nintendo and contributions to the gaming industry as a whole. Thank you for the enjoyable experiences and for the way you have led Nintendo. Thank you for defining a big part of my childhood and my life in general. And I hope we are gaming it up on the other side. Thank you for everything. Last thing was a quote of his, and I'm going to quote it. On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a game developer. But in my heart, I am a gamer. So long.